So we said, first we look at setup for the ball. You were quite stretched, big gap there between your hand and your legs, and that stretch, you're going to lose a bit of control there with the club. You're just further from the hitting end, okay? So making sure you're a little bit closer, as you can see on this right-hand side now. Grip-wise, we're going to gradually move it round, okay? If it starts getting a little bit too cutty on the golf course, i.e. doing this, just move your hand to the right, more so where it started, okay? But what you had was a very, very strong grip. Left arm very flat, and we can see the golf club now at this position, top of the backswing. As we said, your left arm here and the club face, that is how much open, also how much closed your club face is. That ball now is going to be going way left, unless you do something on the way down, which you sort of throw your arms out, block your hands up there, hold the club face open, and sort of see your left elbow now coming through, kind of trying to block it off to try and just stop it going to left. And you got pretty good at doing that, yeah? All right? But the problem was, every now and then you get one that would do that, or obviously more that, and every now and then one would do that. You don't know where it's going to go, yeah? Depending on which battle is won by which body part or which sort of factor, the ball's going anywhere, okay? So a little bit more relaxed over the setup, as we can see here now. Grip-wise, more neutral. But as you turn now, the arms are going to start working up a bit more, yeah? That's going to get the club up in front of you better, give you more control of that club long term. That's your club face there now. It's a little bit more kind of in line in terms of being those two lines parallel, yeah? Whereas before, we compare where you were top of your backswing, you were very low there. We just look at those two positions there. I mean, if you watch golf on TV, you can just see there where your left arm much more over your shoulder. That there is probably actually a close enough club to square to where you want to get it. Okay. You need to make that any stronger, but it's now trusting when you come back to the golf ball that you can let your arms and hands unwind and just release the golf club. Elbow down, you can see a lot more, yeah? As you're swinging that golf club now. Ball starting towards down. It just fade a little bit, but it's getting that sensation of allowing the arms to sort of just swish through tension-free. Yeah. When I was stood to sort of the left side of you here, you could feel how tight you were gripping that club, even though you were just chipping the club down the fairway. Yeah. It was almost like you got to back there, it was almost like instinct sort of kicked in and you grappled onto that golf club just because you're so sort of just trying to stop that ball from going way left. And as I said, setup changes like that. If I said move your grip, you can do it. Move there, you can change quite quickly. Backswing changes, as you can see, you made a fairly quick change. Some people don't change that quickly. You did, okay? Instinct changes. They're not going to go straight away. They take a little bit of practice. Okay, you fought for, been playing for 3 years since starting back up again since you were a kid. Probably in the last sort of few years and stuff, fighting that hook shot to the left. And as you said, you did things at setup. Okay, I'll aim the club face there at setup. Yeah. That kind of worked, okay? And then you sort of try to block the club face off to the right to try and do all these things to stop it going left. Well, rather than try and stop it going left, let's fix the reasons why it goes left, yeah? Yeah. That's to me is a much more effective way, and then you can just start swinging the club. So ultimately, and this is going to take probably, I got the 3 sessions you said, I reckon by the 3 sessions you'll be getting close to that, but we want to get you to a situation where we go, right, there is your target out there somewhere, we're going to try and hit the ball there. Yeah. Whereas at the moment, you try to not hit it over here. Yeah. Basically, don't you? Yeah. Because you know that's the bad shot. Yeah. And then sometimes you don't go over there, and you might go there. And sometimes you might go bye-bye, and you end over there somewhere. And that's the sort of fragile nature of your game. One day it's great, 82. One day, unfortunately, said not so good. And it's just a destructive number, okay?
It's just having that confidence to know the bad shots are going to be there or there.
Exactly, exactly. If we can bring your window in and make it 30, 40 yards wide, that's great. 20 yards in the middle, you're on most fairways, rough at worst, maybe the odd edge of the trees, you're not losing
it. Tee all the time. Exactly. Because I'll do that, 4 or 5 times a round.
Exactly, and that's in some ways why your handicap's probably where it is and not able to come down into that sort of lower sort of teens into 11s, 12s and stuff. If you can shoot 82 with that sort of swing at the moment now, there's no reason why you can't break under the 80 barrier. You've got the kind of hand-eye coordination and skills to, you're controlling that golf club from there from a quite an awkward position, but you're able to do it quite well because you've got good at doing it over the last year or two practicing. So as much as I know you don't go to the range very often, if you get a chance, come down even before you go and tee off. Have a few swings of the driver, you can have a few shots now. Just focus on getting that golf ball to start left of that white line and just try and stay there and see what speed you can do it at. And like I say, control the shape of the golf ball with that hand a little bit. So if you find you're really struggling to get it left, just turn the hand under a little bit, just give you a bit of guidance, I still want the arms you working up here and get that same release pattern, but having the hand a bit stronger, just give you a bit of help. Yeah. All right? Does that make sense? Yeah?
Yeah.
Good stuff.